Hello again. Before we get started, please be sure to review these important disclosures. Please pause the video to continue reading. In this video, I am going to show how the 3-bar trend range indicator works in the ebb and flow trading strategy for NinjaTrader 8. Please visit our website at robusttradingsystems.com to see more about our automated trading strategies and subscription options. Version 37 beta has been posted and subscribers can download it to join in final evaluation and testing. Okay, moving on. So you'll see that I've placed on the screen two different charts. One is the 5-minute chart that we'll be trading from, and the other is a 240-minute chart. The reason for that is because one of the segments that I'm going to show early on will show you the trend range indicator and how that works off of the 3-bar. And we're going to set that at 240 minutes for each of the bars in the 3-bar. We can go ahead and see that now. I've already set that one up here. I've turned the trading off. By the way, you can do that. You can have a chart running with more than one of these robots running, one being the one that takes trades, and or even just have them for indicator purposes if you wanted to. But you could have two different 3-bar indicator bar sizes going if you wanted to overlay one on top of another. Pretty cool. So anyway, this one for this chart over here is set to 240 minutes. And the reason we chose 240 minutes is because this is a real high volatility time period that we're testing, December of 2018. And we want to have a larger 3-bar trend range happening during that kind of a time period. Okay, we'll get it started here. As soon as we have enough data pass in order for it to build out the bars, we can get going. I'm sorry, in order to build out the trend range indicator. Okay, we'll begin the 3-bar trend range indicator segment here. So this works by building 3 bars in the background that are of the size that you set in that field. In this case, we had set it to 240-minute bars, rather large ones, that is. And let me just make this that's why I pulled up an extra chart here showing a 240-minute chart. This is not the chart we're trading on. This one over here, the 5-minute chart, is. But let me go ahead and pull this up bigger so we can see what's happening here. What happens is it takes the top, or the most leading bar, the highest high in this case, and if we look down to see the low of that bar, now we look over to find the next lower low bar, which happens to be this one, and then we look for a third lower low bar, which would be this one. So that then gives us our 3-bar range. It's telling us that the trend is up because it's green. If it was down, it would be red. We'll see that in a little bit here as we speed it back up. And this is sort of a trading range where price, if it doesn't keep going higher and moving this, or whipsaw really fast on us, then it may likely trade in this range for a little while. It could happen. So let's speed it up. Actually, let me just show you real quick here first that this corresponds to the same range that's showing on our 5-minute chart. So the strategy is just running our 240-minute 3 bars in the background, even though our main trading chart is the 5-minute chart. We normally wouldn't even have this one open, but that way we can see exactly how this range is is formulated. Okay, I'll speed it up so that we can see what happens when price breaks either the top of that or when a close price breaks the bottom of that. In that case, the bottom sort of acted as resistance, at least for a minute. All right, it's breaking through the bottom. Volatile, so to speak. Okay, now when we get a close, it's going to happen at 2 o'clock. Let me just slow this down further. When we get a close below the current up range, it's going to shift it into a down range. So we're looking for this to close below. If it were to scoot back up, it would stay green. Doesn't look like it's going to do that in this case, I don't think. Well, you never know. Speed it up a little bit. Yep, okay. So, there we have it. It closed below where the green was, which was the base of this bar here. And that made a new 3-bar downtrend. Okay, now let me turn on this data box. If you don't know about this, it's Control D. And I don't have my cursor working right. Let's fix that as well. Okay, the way I like it. All right, so if I mouse over this, I can see that the top of this bar is at 26,249 right there. Okay. If I look over, this one's lower, so this one doesn't count as a second one, but this one does count as a second one. So this is our second one. Now we're looking for a third one. Well, we have a minor issue, and that is that there is no third one in the last 24-minute bars, and that's why we see this message across the bottom. Okay. The fact that we don't have that in the last 24-minute bars, 24 bars, I don't find that to be any issue in the functionality and success rate of this system. So no big deal. Now, if we get a lower low bar, then we will have 3. And it'll just always look to the next higher, and then the third bar being a second higher, if it makes sense. Okay, so let's just speed it up and see how it interacts a little bit here more. And by the way, again, that same 3-bar is projecting onto, from internally, is projecting onto our 5-minute chart. And by the way, if this was a different chart, a range chart, a volume chart, any other time period, it wouldn't matter. We'd still get that same range based on the 240 minutes that we had set in our chart. And by the way, you can set that to anything you like. I've not tried larger than 240 minutes, but I've certainly used 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 60 minutes, 120 minutes. I've played with different things, different settings, work across maybe different volatility or different contract instruments. So, you know, you test and see what you like and what seems to work well for given scenario. We have here, it's running through a weekend, so it's not doing anything. Make this a little smaller now, size it up. By the way, the standard way that the robot works is that if the trend range is red, then it will take shorts. If it's green, it will take longs. And keep in mind, you can use those modifiers to change that behavior. But if you don't use any of the modifiers, then this is what you get. Shorts red, longs green. We still don't have any pierce of the bottom or close above the top, but maybe we get it here. Nope. Sort of held. There we go. Okay, now we're going to get 3 bars, I'm pretty sure. As soon as that one closes, we'll take a look and see. And it should be closed. Okay, so now we have this bar. And if we look to the next higher bar over, it's this bar. And our third highest bar over, higher bar over, is this one. And that now paints our range. And we just got another low close, so we have 1, 2, 3 in our 3 bar. Okay.